Yeah. Well, I mean, just out of the blue, I got contacted by Sam, and he loved the first, like the first game, and he was like, "Hey, are you interested in turning this into an FPS?" Never thought of anything like that, and I like sort of like the fact that he would reach out and think that that's would work as an FPS. I was like, "Hey, I like when you come with that weird energy, man. I love it." And Sam is so passionate. I mean, like
he is, yeah.
You, and that's a big thing. So I have a really good bullshit radar, and it's because I just moved to Austin, Texas from LA. So I've worked out there with a bunch of flakes and all that.
Yeah.
And so my bullshit detector is good. And I know when somebody's passionate and not just a flake. Yeah. And within 3 words from this guy, I was like, I know he's the real deal. And he's actually lucky, or rather I'm lucky, because when he contacted me, my website that he contacted me through, the contact form wasn't even working for months, and I had no idea. So I had just updated it maybe hours prior to him reaching out to me. So I'm very fortunate that actually worked.
The universe was speaking.
Yeah, he reached out to me and he said, "You want to turn this into FPS?" I was like, "Yes." I don't think he realized like how bizarrely different this would turn into, but I mean, you grab the bull by the horns. You got to know what you expect. And I was like, this is just kind of how I do things.
Right. Does the game have the same kind of tone as the first one? Like the same? No? Okay.
Completely different game. Completely different. It's actually different from the comic story. I mean, there's overlap. And it's like every time I start into something, it's like I go, what can this be? Its own original thing. So
is it still like vulgar and aspects of that kind of stuff? I guess it's real.
It's not the same type of vulgarity as the first one. The first one's very irreverent and sort of, I mean, it's got some of the like I recorded all the voices for Night Jackal on the first one, and it was just like coming up with the silliest comedy lines I could come up with for
it has serious Sam sort of energy, in my opinion. It has that kind of good. Yeah.
This one doesn't have any recorded lines. I mean, it may at some point, because there's something that happens at the end. I'm not going to get into that. Yeah. That sort of pieces together a lot of things that I know that you've seen in the game if you played it, especially when you get into the prison sequence and before and after, like when you're in the void and the dream sequence kind of stuff that happens. That all kind of comes together. Then you get into Paradoxia and you go to the hideout, and Paradoxia is one of the characters, and it gets into like flashbacks and like it's kind of nuts.
The Paradoxia was introduced in like the cutscene before, because he was talking about how he fought Paradoxia the week before or something like that.
Yeah. So you go back to that fight using something called the scenario protocol, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Nice.
All that sounds very interesting. So I'm definitely excited to play this.
It's a fun game. I mean, there's a lot of limitations to the easy FPS editor engine.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so almost so many. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a feeling I was about to ask what you were going to go into. I was going to say, what sort of challenges do you have with creating some, or I should say adapting something, in a game engine like that?
Well, I certainly wouldn't do it without somebody like Sam reaching out.
Yeah.
Like Sam just basically sold me on it.
He nurtures people with it.
I mean, he's good because he's earnest. That's why he means it. Like he loves the engine. He loves what he does, and like that's why he's perfect to sort of work with on this. So that was enough for me to give it a chance. I would never in a million years, like I would stick to Unity, something like that, and build something outright from the ground up, because you have a lot more flexibility. He was sold on it, so he sold me on it. And I mean, it's been challenging because the engine itself is still in like alpha phase. They're still developing alphas, and I'm like, releasing our game that we're going to ask people to pay money for that's still in alpha is like, it's got me going, ee. But it's it's fine. I mean, it's like you kind of get a feeling of what it can do and what its limitations are, and so it works out okay.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of GZ Doom, or in the United Kingdom we would say GZ Doom, but I refuse to call it that.
GZ.
It has that, yeah. It has that kind of retro blockiness to it, where even if you just see a screenshot of it, you can tell what game engine it's built in. Whereas something like, well, to a degree, you can with Unity. Unity has, I don't know what it's officially called, but I call it the square effect. Whereas like the models and stuff, you can see that they're made up of like little squares and stuff. I mentioned it in a previous episode. I seem to be the only person that notices it. But with like an Unreal game, it could look like anything. And to me, that's what strips the creativity out of game making. Like, Deadforge and I are a fan of the build engine. Immediately when you see a build engine game, you can tell that that's a build engine game. And it makes you excited about it. No one bought a game because it's made in the Unreal Engine, but they'll buy it because it's made in GZ Doom or Easy FPS Editor or the build engine, because it comes with a certain, you know, nostalgic kick to it that you're like, yeah, I love what that does, you know. But,
I still wish we would get more like build engine games.
I do as well. Like, it feels like Ion Fury was the only one that really got made. AWOL was another one, but there are no large
AWOL is pretty good. It's still free too. It's still free.
Yeah, I download it occasionally. I'll jump into it as well. It is
actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not a fly-by-night thing. You can tell somebody actually took a little. They wanted to make a proper game out of it.
Well, that's why you want to play it. Is because people took the time and like put. But you take something that's a little rough around the edges, hard to develop in, and then you get a good game, or at least a decently good game out of it. You know somebody took some time.
Yeah.
A lot of love.
Would you make another game in a different game engine, or would you use the Easy FPS Editor again?
How about we create our own engine and like no, I know it's like Sam actually told me, he goes, I hope you're still excited about EFPSE, and I was like, I am, but I don't know if I have, because I know like for instance, I would do one thing I was thinking about is wouldn't it be great to do kind of an expansion, not an expansion pack, but like an expansion of this, and go back and see Night Jackal when he is in the 80s fighting at the top of his game, and like, I said that would be fun. Him fighting his different characters and all that. And you could do that in EFPSE pretty easily, but I know the second I get into it, I'm going to want to do things that are going to take a lot of time, and it's just going to consume my life. Like, this game is basically consumed my life because I'm fully into this, and like, I'm so busy because I have 2 children, and like we just moved to Austin, and like, there's so many things going on. But this is my life, and that's what it would wind up being. And if that's the case, I kind of want the control of developing a different engine out. The one thing I will say about Easy FPS Editor, and it's really, really, really cool, because the community is fantastic. Like, if you go on Discord, the community is fucking just so good. And the people that work on it, there's a person who worked on the original developer, and then it got passed off this other guy named Clark, who's created the CE version, which is Clark Edition. And that's where we're all working in, was the alpha. And he still pops in, and he's like working on a new update, and I gave him a bug, and he's fixing that, and like, it's just such a great community, and everybody's so passionate. That carries a lot of weight. That means a lot to people like me who want to work in it. And everybody loves it, and it's fun. I mean, you can get in there and make a really cheap, crappy game if you wanted to. But you can get in there and really kind of do something fun and unique. But you have to work at it. I don't know if I'm going to make another one in this. We'll see. Time will tell. I've got other things I want to work on, but we'll see.